Yeah, it's way different. It's way different. Again, back in '62, it was accepted, and believe it was almost required because everyone didn't drink, but everyone I knew did, and I wouldn't stay with people that didn't. If you didn't drink and you were a steamfitter, you were kind of looked at funny. There was something wrong with that, you know, unless somebody would clear it up by saying there's a medical condition or something like that. But if you were just a guy that didn't want to drink, no drinks, I mean, not even at lunchtime, you know, it's bad enough if you didn't drink early in the morning, but if you didn't drink at lunchtime or stop after work, what the hell's wrong with it? It was stuck up, or you was, you know, what are you, a smart ass, you know? Drinking was pervasive. It was all over the place. It was just, and all the trades. It wasn't just the steamfitters. I mean, we had a bad reputation because a lot of guys, the term was stooling it. They wouldn't come back from lunch. They would stool it. So they'd sit on the stool and not come back. And you can get away with that. You actually got away with that. It was planned. It was, you know, and some guys went in and not intentionally, but you know, it was almost childish in that you'd be sitting next to somebody and it's lunchtime is almost up, and you'd be drinking up your beer to go back, and the guy say, you candy ass, what are you trying to get in with the boss? And it was almost like, who's going to leave first? And whoever left first was a candy ass. It was childish. These were grown men. But you know what? That would keep you on the stool long enough to get a buzz. Once you got the buzz, nothing happens anymore. Nothing matters. The bartenders would buy back. You know, these bartenders down here in Manhattan, they're incredible. I mean, I was to be amazed at them. You could sit there for hours and never you'd have your money up, they'd never take a nickel. They wouldn't take a nickel. You're drinking, and you're mixing drinks. You're drinking whiskey, you're drinking beer. You might have something to eat. When it was time to go, they would buy you back, and they would tell you how much it cost. And you know what? I never trusted people. I'm not a trustful guy. I would keep tracking here. Somewhere I know how much it cost me. I ain't having this guy take a 20 out of me and walk away with it. Ain't gonna happen. These guys are right on the dime all the time. If anything, they undercharge. So I would get them a better tip. But the drinking was always. It was always. In the summertime, it was hot. In the wintertime, you had whiskey because it was cold, or wine. An old Italian guy taught me about the wine. I never knew how much warmth you can get out of a glass of red, man. You can really take the chill out of you. And I didn't think that it affected my job as much as it did. I don't think that I ever got legless where I could. Later on I did, but where I wasn't able to function. We had a job, this was later on when I was drinking pretty heavy, and they nicknamed me and this guy Gene, my partner, the Flying Linguinis. It was just a joke, but what it was is that we were working over some high spots over some heavy equipment, and it was pretty dangerous. And before lunch, they wouldn't ask us to work underneath the platform. After lunch, we'd swing by our tail, man. We'd be hanging off this thing and catching a rod out here and straight down, no nets, no belts, no nothing, and one slip, you're gone. And you're dead. You're dead. It's just, but that wasn't even a thought. That's what they call us. They get the linguinis. They'll go up there because it would cost them to get us up there. We'd go up there for 15 minutes, and the rest of the time is ours. We're free now, and they would do that. One time I took a header. I was on the same job. I took a header. Had a pretty good hangover, and I just had a couple early in the morning, and I had a couple just to calm down, and I was trying to step over this rope onto a plank, and there was a big pit. And there was all kinds of angle iron and pipe and stuff down below, and I done a backflip. But it was wintertime, and I had on a heavy jacket, and I had a wool hat, and I landed flat on my back and my head. I banged my head like off the concrete. When I got up, there was stuff all around me. I didn't hit a goddamn thing. A piece of equipment, a pipe, a valve. If I would have hit any one of them, I would have been pretty injured. And I was like stunned because I hit hard. It was maybe 8 feet. And I'd done a flip. And all I did was I got up, I climbed out of there. They looked, you okay? You know, and I got up, yeah, I'm okay. And I went off into the shanty, and I laid down for about a half hour because I must have had a concussion. But I went right back to work, started drinking again. I wouldn't even report it because I was embarrassed.